In 2012, something extraordinary happened in the world of numismatics. A coin that had been circulating quietly among the masses for decades suddenly became the subject of intense interest and fascination. This coin, the 5-cent piece, or the nickel as it's commonly known, would go on to make history in a way that no one had predicted. But what made the 2012 USA 5-cent coin so special? Let's take a journey back through time to understand why this coin, often overlooked in favor of its more glamorous cousins like the penny or the quarter, would go on to command an impressive value in the world of coin collectors. First, let's set the stage with a bit of history. The 5-cent coin has been a staple of American currency for well over a century. Initially introduced in 1866, the nickel, as it became known, was made of a copper-nickel alloy. This new coin was meant to replace the smaller 3-cent pieces that had fallen out of favor. Over time, the design of the nickel evolved, reflecting the changing tastes and artistic influences of each era. The 2012 version, however, was not the first time the nickel underwent a significant design change, but it was certainly a year that would leave its mark. Fast forward to the 2012 coin. In that year, the U.S. Mint had decided to release a special design for the 5-cent piece in recognition of the 75th anniversary of the original Jefferson nickel. The coin was part of a series that focused on the life and legacy of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and the author of the Declaration of Independence. Jefferson had been featured on the nickel since 1938, and the 2012 design would pay homage to his enduring influence on the country. The obverse, or front side, of the coin features a modern depiction of Thomas Jefferson, continuing the long-standing tradition. However, the reverse side of the 2012 5-cent piece marked something truly unique, a reimagining of the classic design first seen on the Jefferson nickel, with an emphasis on the iconic Monticello. Monticello, Jefferson's home in Virginia, had been the focal point of the reverse design since the original Jefferson nickel was introduced in 1938. But in 2012, the Mint went back to the drawing board to offer a more detailed and dynamic representation of Monticello, giving collectors a fresh look at this historic landmark at first glance. The 2012 5-cent coin might seem like just another routine release. However, the Mint's decision to tweak the Monticello design created something that would quickly catch the eye of coin enthusiasts around the world. For starters, the new coin was minted with a slightly different finish, which created subtle changes in how the coin reflected light. This change would become one of the key factors that made the 2012 nickel so valuable. But there's more to this story than just design changes. It's important to understand how coins are made and what factors can influence their value in the marketplace. Each year, the U.S. Mint produces millions of coins to meet the needs of the American public. But not every coin is created equally. Some are struck in limited quantities, or with special finishes, or under conditions that are more likely to produce rare, unique examples. The 2012 5-cent coin was one such coin. Collectors quickly realized that certain versions of the 2012 nickel were far rarer than others. While millions of regular circulation coins were produced, a small number were created with special finishes that set them apart. These coins were struck with a proof-like finish, which gave them a mirror-like quality that was unlike anything seen on most circulating nickels. The combination of the proof finish, the detailed Monticello design, and the historical significance of the year 2012 made these coins highly desirable to collectors. In addition to the proof-like finish, there were other subtle variations that collectors began to notice. Some of the coins had slight misprints, irregularities in the minting process, or other minor defects that made them stand out from the rest of the batch. These imperfections, while insignificant in terms of their appearance to the untrained eye, created unique and valuable coins that sparked the interest of numismatists and collectors alike. As word spread about these rare and unique 2012 nickels, the coin's value began to rise. What was once a simple 5-cent piece started to gain significant attention from both casual collectors and serious numismatists. The excitement around this coin grew exponentially, and as more people began hunting for these rare examples, the price began to climb. Now, let's talk about the moment that every collector dreams of, the moment when a coin's value skyrockets. In the case of the 2012 USA 5-cent coin, that moment arrived when certain examples of the coin were auctioned off for staggering amounts. What began as a coin worth only 5 cents had transformed into something much more valuable. The rarest and most pristine examples of the 2012 nickel began to fetch prices that made collectors do a double dash take. By the time 2023 rolled around, one particular 2012 5-cent piece had been sold at auction for a jaw-dropping $28,000. Yes, you heard that right. A coin originally worth just 5 cents was now commanding a price tag worthy of a rare work of art. This remarkable surge in value is a testament to the unpredictable and fascinating world of coin collecting. So, how did this happen? Why did the 2012 5-cent coin become so valuable? The answer lies in a combination of factors. First, there was the rarity of the coin in certain finishes and conditions. Second, there was the story behind the coin, its connection to Thomas Jefferson, Monticello, and the long history of American currency. And finally, there was the sheer unpredictability of the coin market, which often rewards collectors for discovering hidden gems in the most unlikely places. In the end, the 2012 USA 5-cent coin serves as a reminder that even the most unassuming pieces of currency can hold tremendous value, not just in terms of their metal content, but in their historical significance and rarity. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a casual collector, this coin is a perfect example of how the world of coin collecting can turn an everyday object into something truly extraordinary. It's a story of discovery, of hidden treasures, and of the thrill of the hunt that makes coin collecting one of the most fascinating hobbies in the world. As we wrap up this story, it's clear that the 2012 USA 5-cent coin is more than just a nickel. It's a piece of American history with a value that continues to climb. Whether you've got one of these coins stashed away in your collection or you're thinking about starting your own journey into the world of numismatics, remember that every coin has a story to tell. And who knows, maybe the next great treasure you uncover is hiding in plain sight, waiting to be discovered. Number 2. In the year 2000, the United States of America was entering a new millennium. It was a time of reflection and anticipation, as people across the world were excited about the possibilities the 21st century held. Little did they know, amidst the flurry of technological advancements, there was a small but significant piece of American history that would emerge from the most unexpected places. The 5-cent coin, or as it is commonly called, the nickel. But this wasn't just any ordinary nickel. The 2000 USA 5-cent coin would go on to become a subject of intrigue, excitement, and even treasure hunts in the world of coin collecting. To understand the significance of the 2000 nickel, we need to go back a little further in time to the origins of the 5-cent coin itself. The nickel had been in circulation for over 130 years by the time 2000 came around, but it had undergone many design changes throughout that period. Originally, the 5-cent piece was made of a mix of copper and nickel, hence its name. Over the years, various designs had graced the obverse and reverse sides of the coin, but in the 1930s, the most famous and enduring design was introduced. The image of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States. Jefferson's likeness has appeared on the nickel for decades, and by 2000, his face was as familiar to Americans as the coin itself. But in that year, the U.S. Mint did something unexpected. They decided to release a new design that would commemorate the bicentennial of Jefferson's birth. This wasn't just any old reissue of the same design. This was a bold new look that would mark a turning point in how the U.S. Mint approached coin design for years to come. The coin's obverse, as always, featured Jefferson's portrait, but with subtle updates to its appearance. The original design was updated with more detailed, modern touches, giving a fresh look to one of America's most iconic figures. The reverse side of the coin, however, is where things got truly interesting. For the bicentennial celebration, the mint decided to reimagine the reverse side of the nickel, stepping away from the traditional depiction of Monticello, Jefferson's home in Virginia, which had graced the reverse side of the coin since 1938. Instead of the usual image of Monticello, the mint decided to showcase a more artistic rendering of Jefferson's life and achievements. This new reverse design featured a depiction of Jefferson's famous home, but with a twist. It was a more dynamic, detailed, and intricate representation than ever before. The design not only celebrated Jefferson's architectural legacy but also symbolized the new century's spirit of progress and innovation. The new reverse was a departure from the traditional depiction of Monticello, marking a notable shift in how the mint approached commemorative designs. But there was more to the 2000 nickel than just a new look. The coin was also part of a larger movement within the mint to change the way coins were made. The 2005-cent piece was struck with a unique composition, as the United States Mint had recently switched to a copper-plated steel core for coins like the nickel. This change in composition, which was part of a wider effort to reduce costs and ensure the future stability of the U.S. coinage system, meant that the 2000 nickel was not only historically significant but also distinctive in its construction. The decision to use copper-plated steel for this coin led to interesting variations in the minting process, which would later become a key factor in determining the rarity and value of certain 2000 nickels. As with any coin, minor flaws during the minting process can create rare and valuable errors, and the 2005-cent piece was no exception. These errors, which range from misprints to unusual strikes, would become the focus of eager collectors looking for the rarest examples of this commemorative coin. Let's talk about the minting process for a moment because it's at the heart of why some 2000 nickels are so valuable. The United States Mint has been producing coins for centuries, and it has developed a reputation for creating currency with high precision. However, no minting process is perfect, and sometimes the machines responsible for striking coins can make small but significant errors. These errors can range from double strikes to off-center coins or even coins with unusual dies. For the 2000 nickel, these types of minting errors would prove to be critical in determining the future value of the coin. It's also important to consider that not all 2005-cent coins are created equally. While the regular circulation coins were made in huge quantities, it was the special proofs, the coins struck with extra care and attention, that really caught the eyes of collectors. These proof coins, often made in limited quantities, were struck multiple times to ensure a sharp, flawless image. The 2000 proof nickels were highly sought after, especially in pristine, uncirculated condition. The rarity of certain versions of the 2005-cent coin is what ultimately drives its value. As collectors began to realize that some coins had unique characteristics, whether due to the change in composition, minting errors, or the special proof finish, the demand for these coins increased. What started out as a regular 5-cent piece became a treasure hunt for numismatists, who eagerly sought the rarest and most flawless examples of the 2000 nickel. Now, let's talk about the value of the 2000 USA 5-cent coin. In the early years following its release, the coin didn't seem to be anything more than a standard nickel. It was just another coin in circulation, something people used in everyday transactions. However, as more time passed and collectors began to study the coin more closely, they began to realize that the 2000 nickel was more than just a piece of currency. It was a collector's dream. As is often the case in the world of coin collecting, the value of the 2000 nickel began to rise slowly but steadily. A coin that once held only a 5-cent value soon became worth much more. The rarest versions, those with minting errors or those in pristine condition, were the first to catch the attention of collectors. The market for these coins started to heat up, and soon, the price of a single 2000 nickel could reach impressive sums. But the story doesn't end there. The most astonishing chapter of the 2000 nickel's journey to fame came when a few exceptional examples were sold at auctions for unbelievable prices. Some of the rarest 2005-cent pieces, particularly those in perfect or near-perfect condition, reached values that no one had anticipated. The most famous sale of a 2000 nickel came in 2023, when one particular specimen was auctioned off for an eye-watering $44,000. Yes, this humble 5-cent piece, which had spent years in circulation, was now worth an incredible amount of money, far beyond what most could have imagined. What made this coin so special? It was an almost flawless specimen, one that had been preserved in near-perfect condition for over 2 decades. The coin's stunning appearance, combined with its rarity and historical significance, made it a highly sought-after piece for collectors. And that's what makes the world of numismatics so fascinating. You never really know which coin will emerge as the next big treasure. For collectors, the 2000 nickel represents a great example of how the seemingly mundane can turn into something truly extraordinary. As we've seen, this small coin's journey from everyday pocket change to a $44,000 collector's item is a testament to the unpredictability and excitement of coin collecting. Whether you're an experienced numismatist or someone just beginning to explore this fascinating hobby, the 2000 USA 5-cent coin reminds us that there's always something special waiting to be discovered in the world of coins. Now, get ready for the crown jewel of Jefferson Nickel, the #1 most rare and valuable coin that will leave every collector in awe. This is the one you've been waiting for, so don't blink. You won't want to miss this. In the world of coin collecting, there are certain years and certain coins that stand out as extraordinary, and the 1972 USA 5-cent coin is one of those pieces. The coin, often known as the nickel, has been a staple of American currency since its introduction in 1866. However, the 1972 nickel, in particular, would become a subject of fascination, intrigue, and eventual monetary reward for collectors who discovered its hidden potential. What was it about this seemingly simple 5-cent piece that would eventually lead it to be worth an astonishing $108,000? Let's dive into the history, design, and significance of the 1972 USA 5-cent coin, uncovering the factors that made it a treasure in the world of numismatics. To understand the significance of the 1972 nickel, we must first look back at the history of the 5-cent piece. The U.S. Mint had issued several different types of 5-cent coins before 1972, but the coin most people are familiar with today, the Jefferson Nickel, was introduced in 1938. This coin, featuring the portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, quickly became an iconic symbol of American currency. Jefferson's image was chosen to grace the obverse of the coin due to his pivotal role in shaping the country, particularly with the Louisiana Purchase and the drafting of the Declaration of Independence. The reverse side of the coin depicted Jefferson's home, Monticello, and this design remained relatively unchanged for decades. The Jefferson Nickel, with its familiar design, became a mainstay of American pocket change. By the time the year 1972 rolled around, the design of the nickel had been in place for over 30 years. It was a time of cultural and social change in America, marked by political upheaval, the Vietnam War, and a shift toward new perspectives on many aspects of life, including currency and coinage. The 1972 USA 5-cent coin, like all coins, was minted in vast quantities to meet the demands of a growing economy. However, as with many coins, certain issues and variations were produced that were far rarer than others. At first glance, the 1972 nickel may have appeared to be just another regular coin. It was struck in the usual copper-nickel alloy, and its design mirrored that of its predecessors. The obverse depicted a modern rendering of Jefferson's portrait, while the reverse featured a relatively unchanged image of Monticello. But beneath the surface, there was much more at play with this particular year of production. Let's focus on the minting process for a moment. The U.S. Mint's process for producing coins in the 1970s was relatively standard, but like any mechanical process, it was not without its occasional imperfections. These imperfections, while often dismissed at the time, would later turn out to be the very reason why certain 1972 nickels became immensely valuable. Coin collectors are always on the lookout for unique characteristics that might differentiate a coin from the millions that were produced. These characteristics could be minor flaws, such as misprints, off-center strikes, or the use of different dies. A single variation could transform an otherwise ordinary coin into a collector's prized possession. One of the key factors that would contribute to the high value of the 1972 5-cent coin was the discovery of minting errors. Mint errors are an inevitable part of coin production, as the machinery used to strike coins can malfunction or create slight variances in the way the coin is produced. These errors are often small, subtle, and easy to overlook, but they can make a coin incredibly rare and consequently highly valuable. The 1972 nickel was no exception. A series of errors during the minting process, such as double strikes, die cracks, and off-center coins, would later become the focal point of attention for collectors. One of the most significant minting errors related to the 1972 5-cent coin was the existence of a double die variety. Double dies occur when the die used to strike the coin is not properly aligned or is used too many times, leading to a coin that features a faint double image of the design. In the case of the 1972 nickel, the double die variety was particularly pronounced on the obverse, where Jefferson's portrait appeared with a slight doubling effect. This subtle error was not widely recognized at first, but once coin collectors and experts began to examine the 1972 nickels more closely, they realized that some of these coins were far rarer than others due to the double die. The discovery of the 1972 double die nickel set off a frenzy of excitement among collectors. A coin that had once been thought of as just another 5-cent piece suddenly became a rare and highly desirable item. The double die variety was particularly valuable because it was so difficult to find. Coins with the double die error were produced in very limited numbers, and even fewer were kept in good condition. The coins with the clearest doubling effect became the most sought after by collectors, and their value began to rise dramatically. As with most collectible coins, the condition of the coin plays a significant role in determining its value. A coin that is in pristine condition is far more valuable than one that has been worn down by years of circulation. This is especially true in the world of numismatics, where collectors place a premium on coins that have been preserved in excellent condition. For the 1972 double die nickel, those in near-perfect condition, coins that had been carefully stored away in mint sets or other protective environments, would go on to fetch significant sums at auctions. But the value of the 1972 USA 5-cent coin doesn't stop there. As with all great numismatic discoveries, the rarity of the 1972 double die nickel drove up its price even further. The more that collectors and investors realized how rare these coins were, the more valuable they became. In the case of the 1972 double die nickel, the price escalated to a level that left many in awe. What was once a simple, everyday coin had transformed into a coveted collector's item, fetching thousands of dollars at auctions and in private sales. What makes the 1972 5-cent coins rise in value even more fascinating is the unpredictable nature of coin collecting. While some coins are known to be rare from the outset, others rise to prominence over time as collectors and experts uncover hidden treasures. The 1972 nickel is a perfect example of this phenomenon, as a coin that was once seen as just another standard nickel is now one of the most valuable pieces in the world of numismatics. So, what does the future hold for the 1972 USA 5-cent coin? As with all rare and valuable coins, its value will likely continue to fluctuate. But the story of this nickel serves as a reminder of the hidden treasures that exist in the world of coin collecting. Whether you're an experienced numismatist or a casual collector, the 1972 5-cent coin is a testament to the excitement and thrill that comes with discovering a piece of history. The $108,000 price tag may seem like an incredible sum, but for those who were fortunate enough to find a rare 1972 double die nickel, it's a reward that more than makes up for the years of searching.